Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach, and this is my review of Daredevil Cold Day in Hell, Issue 2. This is the book to show to every sad sack, middle aged YouTuber crying like it's still 2018. You just show them this and say, shut the fuck up, bitch. um, but anyway, so this is a mini series in the future, in one of many futures. It's funny. I was talking to a friend about the what is it? Daredevil, Man Without Fear, Daredevil Year One, essentially, with Frank Miller and John Romita Jr. By the way, great video on Perch's channel. Him and Joe Corallo. Actually, I wouldn't even say they they interviewed John Romita Jr. They just kind of like let him go. Like I kept forgetting whose channel it was. Really, really good interview. But he was talking about, all the different things he's done to promote Psychic Sam. And apparently he's going to be back in like 8 weeks or something like that for the next one. But we were talking about Daredevil Man Without Fear, Daredevil Year One. And it's this weird classic that is and isn't a classic. Like the people who read it love it, but Marvel doesn't seem to know what to do with it because Daredevil is barely in costume. And if you show it to a normie, they're much more likely to flip through it and get to a page of like Matt Murdock in his chonies, like bandaging himself in his dorm room. You're like, what the hell is this? But this one has Daredevil in costume basically the entire time. Although it's one of those weird like Catwoman costumes where it's like, wait, you had rips like, no, this is just like an art project. Like most of the rips would be on the extremities. You know what I mean? It wouldn't just be evenly over his entire body. Um, but it reminds me of one of those. Oh God, who was the guy who's in those Undisputed movies? He was in Ninja 2, and he went and he found this old ninja costume that had been like in a box since World War II, and it was all kind of dried out and rotting. It looked really cool. But anyway, so this is 3 issues, which is, well, it's not unprecedented, but it's rare. Typically, it's 4 or 5 or 6 issues is the amount for a miniseries. But on a, I think it was Wes's channel. He was talking to Perch, and he was doing the whole 2018 bit. Oh, everything's terrible, and he had the funniest complaint. He's like, nothing is good at Marvel, and if it's good, it's not in the regular series. It's in like mini series and one shots. And I was like, first of all, so, and also that's not true. The Daredevil ongoing is good, and this second issue is actually way better than the first one. So it's, you know the drill. It's old man Murdoch suited up one more time. He had lost his powers, so he's just a blind guy. Not even a blind lawyer, just a blind guy. He gets his powers back in a very, comic book-esque way. He radioactive waste again, and so he's suited up. There is a funny thing about. So I think him and most of the people in this book they're supposed to be like around 60. So like Matt, Foggy, Frank, 60, early 60s. They look like goddamn mummies. Which is funny because I think Steve McNiven, he's in his 50s. Like, you know what 50s is? It reminds me of Back to the Future where they're showing Marty's parents and they're like, I'm walking through the living room. It's like, you're 49. What? I know people were older at 49 back then, but they weren't that old. 50 is this weird, very weird age where you can look fine and be basically dying. You can look like you're dying and be fine. It's a wide variety. But so he's still spry at 60 and can do flips and stuff. I really, really like this rendition of his powers, his kind of recreating a scene. This is so cool. And it just goes on forever. It's one of the funny things about reading digitally is, it's like that joke about Adam and Eve. What's the first thing that Adam said to Eve? Stand back. I don't know how big this thing is going to get. So I'm just reading this like it's a floppy, no pun intended, like 20 pages. And it was more than 20 pages. It just kept going on, but I was really, really enjoying it. There's, I think I was talking about with the Civil War, there was something ponderous and kind of miserable about Steve McNiven's old style, which was very labor and time intensive. And it's just like, oh God, this just feels like 12-hour on a Saturday and you've been working all week. While as this seems very fun, light, even stuff like this with just like the ambulance speeding away just looks really cool and dynamic. Again, this is what a 60-year-old in like the 60s looked like. A lot of 60-year-olds just look just fine these days. But he's actually the least worst looking 60-year-old in this. Most of them just look like mummies. But like I said, even just this art style of just getting this journal from Captain America, just stuff just looks cool. I love when he goes and goes to the scene of the crime to kind of recreate things. And there's even like a hint, like, he's like, oh, I got to follow this exhaust trail. And you're like, wait, I never thought of, yeah, if like every gun has specific markings on the bullet and they can trace it like that. Even though exhaust would have a general smell about it, if you were Daredevil, you could tell the specific exhaust from a single vehicle. And this guy is an interesting character. Like, he's not the main villain, but he's, the main villain of this issue. And you go, oh, he's just a guy, but he actually has like a personality. So Charles Soule did good in that regard. And I don't know, man. I actually love this whole. This is actually a lot better than the first issue. The first issue was good, but I mainly liked it for the art. This one's for the art and the story. And even just setting up, the throwing stars. Elektra is back. At first I thought it was a hallucination, but apparently she's been resurrected again. So of course, one of the benefits of being resurrected is you're going to look like you were. God, please look at the screen if you aren't. That is so freaking cool. I cannot imagine like how good comics are right now, and they are better than they've been in a long time. I can't imagine like this being available and then deciding like to make a video that's like, fantastic flop, Pedro Pascal wants to kill you. Yeah, this is, man, comics are freaking cool. I love them so much. That's the other thing. So it's, there's a lot of grid and small panels. And it's funny, small panels seem to demotivate artists in general. But Steve gets a lot of good dynamic compositions and poses in small panels, which is rare. Love stuff like this. God, so cool. Got the nipples. Yeah, so it's, kind of Frank Miller's art style from Elektra Lives Again, but a little different. This one was kind of cool because I don't know if she put the whammy on him, but he starts tripping balls right here. Flashbacks. I think that's almost the entire issue. But if I was too subtle about it, go to the comic book store and buy it. This is really, really, really good. Very, very excited. And then probably tomorrow I'll review this Marvel Knights, The World to Come. I am so far behind on Absolute Wonder Woman. I'm wondering if I should just quit. This might be one of those things where I like it, or I respect it more than I like it. No, I always enjoyed it. It's just, yeah, I'll catch up. These are quick reads. This goofy Cyberforce X-Men. A lot of these are hard to find because they have to make specific contracts, So a lot of those crossovers from the 1990s are unavailable unless someone took a picture of like the actual physical comic. And then this Absolute Martian Manhunter. What is this? This is an actual book, right? Is this like a web comic? What is this? I don't know. Is this what the actual printed comic looks like? No, this is like some dopey... Oh, maybe they're doing a thing. Yeah, it's one of those types of... Yeah, I think they're doing a thing. Yeah, man. I mean, you've got a choice to make. You can be like, woke Pedro Pascal hates you, question mark. Or you can stop being a bitch and go to the comic book store and buy some awesome comics. I just rolled my eyes as like, come on. There's really one choice there. Zach Meltdown hates you. Literally, I saw a comment. They're like, I wouldn't know there were good comics right now if it wasn't for you. Yeah, there's not a lot of us out there actually reading comics and letting you know which ones are the good ones, which is what a critic does. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.